In March 2026, one of the wildest stream clips ever recorded sparked outrage across social media. The clip would show popular looksmaxxing influencer and live streamer Clavicular in the Florida Everglades on an airboat during a live stream where he would be seen firing a gun repeatedly into a body of an alligator floating in the water.
Just had to make sure. I think it's dead.
Within hours, the clip was everywhere, from TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and it would quickly catch the attention of Florida wildlife authorities.
In a statement, the FWC says it's aware of a video depicting individuals in the Everglades on an airboat who appear to be discharging firearms at an alligator, and that its officers are continuing to look into it.
Because even though allegedly the animal was already dead when Clavicular fired shots, apparently shooting a gun at any wildlife in Florida can still trigger serious legal consequences. But when the news of his arrest started circulating online hours after the incident, something surprising emerged. The alligator drill wasn't actually what put Clavicular in handcuffs. Instead, it turned out Clavicular had been arrested on an alleged battery charge tied to a violent altercation that had taken place the previous month.
A popular influencer known as Clavicular has been arrested in Fort Lauderdale. Police say 20-year-old Braden Eric Peters was taken into custody on a warrant for misdemeanor battery. Authorities say the warrant came out of Osceola County, where Peters and a 24-year-old woman are accused of attacking a 19-year-old inside of a rental home near Kissimmee.
A deeper look into Clavicular's timeline would reveal that him getting reckless with firearms isn't anything new, because long before his most recent arrest and the alligator incident, Clavicular was already building a reputation online for creating chaos in the real world for his live streams and sparking situations that were a hair away from turning violent or deadly. This included a Massachusetts bar fight before he even started streaming that apparently left multiple people injured and one person unconscious, even requiring CPR as emergency responders rushed to the scene.
What is So, this is County. I don't know what's going on.
An example of what's going on, what's happening.
He was punched in the head, and he went down, and he smacked his head. He's got to be at least in his 60s.
A restraining order filed by a woman that forced him to surrender his firearms, the viral Cybertruck incident where a man was run over during a stream.
Start driving with this guy. Drive.
Oh my God.
And other live stream confrontation with fans and trolls that escalated into threats and firearms being pulled by Clavicular himself on stream.
Huh? Huh? What's up? What's up with it? What's up with it?
He would increasingly be involved in frequent moments where guns, drugs, and alcohol were shown to his live streaming audience in ways that seemed designed to spiral things out of control.
Out of here, bro. You don't do that.
Hey. Yo, smack him with the bottle. Smack him. You want me to shoot you?
Get out of here.
You're way too much to lose. You're a superstar.
Safety on them.
There's no safety on Glocks. There's no safety on Glocks, brother.
So by the start of 2026, it was becoming clear that Clavicular was showing a dangerous pattern of behavior, with that being followed by even more disturbing allegations that were being made, suggesting Clavicular was actually involved in.
I want to talk about how he is the new age Jeffrey Epstein and how his girlfriend is possibly the Eileen Maxwell. She uses his platform and his account to lure girls in and reach out to them. They target vulnerable women who have no experience in this industry.
So in this video, I'll tell you the full story of how Clavicular's live streaming empire is causing real world consequences and why the dangerous pattern of behavior around him suggests that it might not take long before someone gets really hurt on live stream. Before becoming an infamous streamer, Clavicular had already built a reputation on a different corner of the internet. He was active in the looksmaxxing forums, spaces where users would obsess over their personal image, chasing perfection using cosmetic procedures, steroids, and following through with extreme body transformations. At the same time, he would openly discuss experimenting with things like steroids, injecting compounds, Botox, and other appearance-enhancing treatments designed to help him ascend or improve his physical appearance.
Boom. See that? A little bit of sterilization after. See?
So, you ready? So scrunch up your nose like a bunny. Like this. Good. Okay, so we can see the elevator right here.
But by 2024, that online activity had started spilling out into the real world, and just 3 weeks into joining university, the 18-year-old Clavicular was expelled after an anonymous user reportedly sent screenshots of his looksmaxxing forum posts to school administrators who were concerned and kicked him out.
And send them all to the public safety at my university, detailing all my alleged activities, which prompted them, the university, to do a search of my room and uncover certain looksmaxxing peptides.
So with his time at school suddenly cut short, Clavicular apparently begun working security, and this is the job that would lead to the first major violent incident being connected to his name. At around 11 PM on August the 17th, 2024, Clavicular was working at a bouncer at the Chatham Square, a well-known bar in Chatham, Massachusetts. That night, the venue was packed with a large wedding party filling the bar, and at some point during the evening, 2 members of the group began pulling on a set of bras that were hanging from the ceiling, part of the bar's long-standing decor. To them, it might have seemed like harmless fun, but for the staff working security, it was a big problem. So Clavicular apparently approached the 2 guests and instructed them to stop and leave the bar. But what happened next would put the whole venue in physical danger, because according to reports, the father of the group confronted Clavicular and the situation quickly escalated. Within just seconds, the confrontation would turn violent, and what started as a brief argument inside the bar exploded into a massive brawl outside of the establishment. Soon, at least 7 Chatham Square employees and 13 members of the wedding party became involved in the huge fight. Punches were being thrown from multiple directions, people were being knocked to the ground and stomped out, and several innocent bystanders even got caught in the middle of the chaos. As the fight intensified, apparently 2 individuals were knocked completely unconscious.
Are you there, ma'am? Hello? Can you hear me?
I'm here. Please send an ambulance.
Okay. But, ma'am, give me an example of what's going on. What's happening?
He was punched in the head, and he went down, and he smacked his head. He's got to be at least in his 60s.
One of whom required CPR before the emergency responders arrived.
At the Squire in Chatham, they are doing CPR.
Matt, say CPR in progress over the radio.
During the altercation, a 56-year-old woman was struck and later required stitches to her face, and later her son would tell police that she had to spend the night in the hospital recovering from her injuries. He would also explain that the family eventually identified the person that they believe struck her as Clavicular after finding his social media accounts. Then just weeks later, Clavicular was formally charged with misdemeanor assault and battery against the 56-year-old woman and felony assault and battery against a 63-year-old man. But the case would take an unexpected turn when suddenly all charges related to the incident were dropped prior to an arraignment at the request of the parties involved. And because of that, Clavicular is legally presumed innocent despite the rumors and initial charges that he had beaten these boomers senseless. But still, what started as a minor confrontation over a bar's decor escalated into a 20-person brawl involving multiple injuries and criminal charges on both sides. But for Clavicular, this would become just the first incident in a pattern of confrontations that would get more and more dangerous as the months went on, and he became a streamer. And that bar fight in Chatham wouldn't be the only legal issue that he would be facing, because just a few months later, another incident would quietly appear in police records, this time making its way to court. On February the 6th, 2025, officers from the Chatham Police Department arrived at a residence connected to Clavicular to serve legal paperwork from the Barnstable District Court. The document was a harassment prevention order, or HPO, filed by a woman against him. At first, the order was temporary while the case awaited a formal hearing, but when the hearing arrived, the judge extended the restraining order and imposed stricter conditions. According to court documentation, Clavicular was ordered to have no contact with the woman and remain at least 100 yards away from her home and workplace and surrender any firearms or ammunition to law enforcement. The order was set to remain active until another hearing scheduled for February 2026, and while the details behind the case were never fully made public, Clavicular addressed the situation on his beloved looksmaxxing forum, claiming that the order was the result of a Discord joke gone wrong and arguing that it was violating his freedom of speech. Now, I've seen Discord jokes get people kicked from servers, but one turning into a restraining order is definitely a first. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't think Clavicular wasn't being fully upfront about this situation, because at the end of the day, if it's serious enough to be granted a court order, it's unlikely that this was just a joke, and it was probably something much more serious happening behind the scenes. But looking back, this court order marked another moment where legal consequences were beginning to pile up behind the chaotic future streaming god. And as the months went on, this unfortunately wouldn't be the last time that Clavicular's name appeared in police reports either. With Clavicular firmly establishing himself as one of the figures pushing looksmaxxing into the mainstream, his audience began growing rapidly, and with that growth came a cult-like following of fans who admired the persona that he had built up online, but also an equally large group of people watching closely and waiting for him to slip up. Around this time, Clavicular began broadcasting large portions of his life on camera, meaning behavior that might have once remained private was now unfolding in front of thousands of viewers in real time. And as the months went on, many viewers began to notice something else. His interactions with fans were becoming increasingly unpredictable. During one live stream, a fan approached him and began began recording without asking permission, and Clavicular reacted angrily.
Shout out to Clavicular and Cookie King. You gotta come up and ask, and then do the video. Shout out to Cookie King, shout out to Clavicular. We're making an awesome video together. Whoa, Clavicular. Sorry, sir.
And afterwards, he would even take to social media, claiming that he was simply trying to teach the fan a lesson. For some viewers, it looked like just another awkward moment between a streamer and a fan, but around this same time, another dangerous element started appearing more and more frequently in his content, and that's guns. Before firearms became a recurring feature on Clavicular's streams, he had experienced one of the most viral moments of his career, but this time, his weapon of choice was a Tesla Cybertruck. The incident involved another influencer named Restraining, who had close to 1 million followers online, and on multiple occasions, Restraining could be seen confronting and provoking Clavicular on camera, and in some of those encounters, the tension grew to the point where Clavicular actually pulled out a firearm.
Bro. Yo, get off the property, bro.
Bro, I'm trying to gamble with you, Spider.
Get off the property.
Spider, I want to gamble with you.
Bro, get off the property, bro.
Gang, you know this is not
Get off
Florida.
the... I don't care.
But I just want to gamble with
Bro, get off the property.
I can't gamble with you?
No.
Huh? Huh? What's up? What's up with it? What's up with it? Huh? Let's go. Let's go right now. Let's go. Let's go.
Eventually, one of those encounters ended in a moment that quickly spread across the internet during a live stream on Christmas Eve when Clavicular notoriously ran over the same man with his Cybertruck.
Try driving with this guy. Drive.
You probably just ran him over.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Even saying immediately afterwards that he had hoped that he had died. But in the aftermath of this incident, Clavicular claimed self-defense, and the Miami-Dade police cleared him of all criminal charges related to the incident. Shortly after this, the streaming platform Kick issued him a 1-week ban. And strangely enough, the story took another bizarre turn when Clavicular later encountered the same man again, with the two appearing to interact as if nothing had ever happened.
I free Mark Dillon. I free Mark Dillon. I mark everyone in Miami.
Hey, bro, I got a question.
I mark everyone in Miami.
I don't really know. I have CTE now, so I don't even remember the Cybertruck yet.
Fair enough.
He is.
Your head got hit that hard?
Yeah, I have brain damage. And look at me. I'm frame Mikey. Come on now. Stop playing with me.
Damn, all right, let's get a sandwich.
But moments like this were becoming all too often in Clavicular's live streams, and as the months went on, the confrontations appearing on his stream would only become more serious and dangerous. At the start of 2026, Clavicular had fully relocated both himself and his livestream operation to Florida, and almost immediately, viewers began noticing a very different tone to his content. During a January stream, fans spotted Clavicular moving militant while appearing to carry a firearm inside of his man purse while streaming alongside Sneeko and Nick Fuentes. Something that honestly wouldn't be the craziest precaution if you're rolling around with Nick Fuentes, although it was unclear exactly how Clavicular had obtained this firearm in the first place, since his Massachusetts restraining order at the time most likely made possessing a firearm completely illegal. But that same stream would also come with a different kind of bombshell announcement, because during the broadcast, Clavicular revealed that he was apparently becoming a father.
Oh no.
Although some viewers questioned whether the announcement was real, since he had previously claimed that steroid use had made him infertile.
I'm saying I'm infertile.
How'd you know? Have you got tested?
I'm on steroids, that's how it works.
You still get things pregnant.
Hey, you're infertile if you're on roids, it's common knowledge, I thought.
Nah, not if you use HCG.
Either way, what should have been a rite of passage as a man and a good opportunity to grow up a little bit didn't really work out, and the wild moments on stream continued from there, because the next month in February 2026, we would see Clavicular going through one of the most chaotic periods of his streaming career. Not long after the supposed pregnancy announcement, Clavicular was involved in another huge brawl alongside streamer Shush.
Smack me downstairs. Go!
Oh my god.
And soon after this, he would face backlash for encouraging his girlfriend, who was allegedly 2 months pregnant at the time, to drink alcohol.
Oh my god.
What?
Are you going for a little kick?
Yeah?
I think it's too soon. I think there's just no way you're gonna feel a kick right now.
Tequila. Worst I've ever had.
Ever had? Oh my god.
They're hating on me in the com because I let her have like a couple of drinks. Yeah. And she's 2 months. But like, that's not that bad. Yeah, it's not too bad.
And in yet another wild incident, Clavicular confused a random person for the streamer Rakai, something that viewers said was a result of intoxication and racism.
You're like, you do streams or something?
I do TikTok. And,
No. I seen your clips before.
You have? Okay.
Yeah. You were with Kai Sinat, right?
No. You know I'm not with Kai, but it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, my bad. I'm tripping balls on ketamine right now. I don't know what's going on.
But the incident that allegedly led to his arrest involved Jenny Popak, a social media influencer best known for posting dance routines and trending videos on TikTok and Instagram. The two had first appeared together on stream in November 2025, and viewers quickly began noticing what many described as obvious chemistry between them. Over time, that dynamic became a recurring part of Clavicular's streams. At times, Jenny can even be seen discussing conflicts with her father, who reportedly disapproved of her streaming lifestyle.
My relationship with my father is pretty good. Actually, he keeps telling me to not do these things. He's like, why the f are you doing these streams? This is not benefiting you. Just come home. Stop. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. But like, do you think he's right?
But while the relationship drew in viewers, alcohol, drama, and chaotic livestream sessions would also produce frequent arguments between them. At one point, Clavicular even said he had kicked Jenny out of the house so he could sleep with another girl.
What happened off stream with Jenny that like kind of went to was we went back to my place to play COD, and she was asleep, and I wanted to hook up with another girl, and she was like, how could you be talking to me right now while there's another chick in your bed? Like, that's kind of crazy. And I was like, you're right. So I go into my room when Jenny's asleep, and I'm like, yo, I like just wake her up really quick. I'm like, yo, get the right now. Get the out right, because I wanted to get to the next chick.
But everything finally came to a head on February the 10th, 2026, when during a Kick livestream, Jenny was invited onto the stream, but this time she was confronted by Violet, Clavicular's girlfriend and the future mother of his child. Almost immediately, the argument escalated, with Violet accusing Jenny of flirting with Clavicular on camera, and Clavicular attempting to lead Jenny out of the house, but the situation quickly turned physical when Violet tried to drag her out herself.
Gather all gather. You give your out to every just to get on a little stream and get. Do not touch me! I'm gonna drag you. Do not touch me!
Yo, you're
While attempting to separate the two, Clavicular grabbed Jenny's arms to pull her away, leaving her face exposed to be punched by Violet. Soon after the incident, Jenny Popak posted her own version of events online. In one clip, she claimed the fight had been a setup.
There you go. The security guard tried to stop her from hitting me, and Clav said no. He's at fault for this. He set it up.
I did not wake me and Scarlett up anyway.
Here's Clav pulling my arms after he just went like this and didn't stop the security guard. Holding my arms up, won't let me go just so his girlfriend can punch me.
And she had also described Clavicular as unstable and violent.
He is a psychopath with superficial charm. He cares for no one but himself, and I swear to you, he's going to end up shooting someone or killing them.
She then alleged that she had handled firearms while intoxicated.
When we were in the van, he pulled out his gun and loaded it, made everyone very uncomfortable and scared for their life. Nothing was even going on. He was intoxicated. It is illegal to be in possession of a firearm while intoxicated.
And claimed that Clav had 2 restraining orders against him, which she believes should have prevented him from possessing a gun.
He has 2 restraining orders on him. I don't know what for. I just know he has them. You're also not allowed to have a firearm when you have restraining orders on you.
But her most serious accusations involved what she claimed was happening behind the scenes. She alleged that Clavicular and his girlfriend were targeting young women through his streams, even comparing them to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
I want to talk about how he is the new age Jeffrey Epstein and how his girlfriend is possibly the Eileen Maxwell. She uses his platform and his account to lure girls in and reach out to them. They target vulnerable women who have no experience in this industry. I want y'all to keep in mind that the women that they scout out are freshly 18 girls, very predatory and weird. He usually has with every girl that is on stream. His girlfriend allows it at the expense that they possibly try to recruit them after.
Jenny also claimed that Clavicular operated a content house in Delray Beach where women were encouraged to create adult content, while he allegedly took a large percentage of the earnings and controlled the money they made.
He wanted me to essentially move into a modern day brothel. He's hosting a house in Delray, Florida. He takes 70% of every girl's money there. And allegedly he uses OnlyFans as a cover-up. Before I knew all of this, I went to the house to pick up one of the girls for a collab, and this is when my speculations began. I was very weirded out. The girl did not have hold of any of her money. She did not have access to her bank accounts. Every time she wanted to purchase something, she had to ask him. She needed cash so that she could go buy something while we were out, like a bathing suit. And she had no access to her money. She had to go to Violet's room and ask for her money. Knocking on the door. Violet wouldn't even come out of the room to talk to her, to get her anything. All she does is hands her a small envelope with money in it that wasn't even American dollars. I said, how are you even supposed to use this? This is your money and you can't even use it? And is constantly trying to recruit women and shove them in that house. He puts them on stream one time. I'm pretty sure he uses them physically, and he runs back to his girlfriend, who is a witness to it all and enabling it.
By March 2026, things were truly spiraling out of control for Clavicular. Arguments on stream were turning into confrontations, and increasingly those confrontations involved weapons. One live stream from mid-March showed Clav brandishing a firearm towards fans who had pulled up to his streaming house in Miami during a live.
Was there jesters? The jesters. Who's that? What? What's he doing? What's he doing?
Hey.
Security. Hey, get the out. Get the out of here.
Hey.
Smoke the bottle? Smack him. You want me to shoot you?
Get out of here. You think you're cool?
Yeah.
Coming over here?
Say, smack him with the bottle.
Trying to act cool?
Out of here.
Someone else's property, trying to cool?
Yeah. I'll shoot you.
Look at yourself. Look cool for content. Get the out of you. Don't do that.
Oh, straight up. You're way too much to lose. You're a superstar.
Safety on them.
There's no safety on Glocks.
What you see, they go.
There's no safety on Glocks, brother.
And then, during a live stream at the end of March 2026, Clav and a group of friends were riding through the Florida Everglades on an airboat as part of his marathon stream. At one point, they came across a dead alligator floating in the water, and Clav pulled out a handgun and begun firing.
Well, let's just test it. Let's test really how dead it is. Bro just said it's. All right, we gotta make sure.
No. They got that boat right there.
That's our boat. Yeah, I think that gator's. Just had to make sure. No! Yeah, I think it's dead.
The clip spread rapidly across social media, and within hours, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission confirmed that they were investigating the incident. Immediately after this, Clavicular was arrested in Fort Lauderdale.
Question marks and whatnot. Guys, listen, let me just explain something right now. Me and Clav don't have to agree what I do or he does sometimes. I still with him, okay? Oh, never mind. He just got arrested.
But the Everglades shooting wasn't the only legal issue that emerged that day. As it came out, the charge was for misdemeanor battery and criminal conspiracy to commit battery, alleging that he had helped plan or instigate the fight between his girlfriend and TikTok star Jenny.
This is Braden Peters, better known by his online nickname Clavicular. Investigators say it was at an Airbnb up past those gates where he allegedly got two women to fight each other in order to stream it online.
As a police officer, it's concerning that somebody would want two other people to engage in a physical fight simply for a post on social media. He absolutely has to be held accountable. He is the one that instigated this, and we see what can happen. This could have been much worse. She could have been severely hurt if it had not been separated at some point.
The arrest also brought his 30-day marathon stream to an abrupt end. Clavicular was booked into jail before quickly posting bond and being released.
Let's get you right to the video of him leaving the jail. That was about 30 minutes ago. When he saw the cameras were waiting for him outside, he went back inside the jail. He was on the phone. I think he was looking for a ride No one was there to pick him up.
One TMZ headline hilariously read, "Clavicular is not an instigator, he's autistic." As sources close to Clavicular claimed that Clav was just standing there awkwardly with his autism and that he was not the one guilty of a crime. But still, according to reports, he's scheduled to face these charges in Central Florida at a later date. And just a few days later, Clavicular's girlfriend, Violet Marie Lentz, turned herself in after posting a warrant maxing TikTok and was later released on bond. She too will facing her charges in court at a later date.
Clavicular's girlfriend, Violet Lentz, has turned herself in. The 24-year-old had a warrant out for misdemeanor battery for this fight with influencer Jenny Popach, and she did post this warrant maxing TikTok before turning herself in on Sunday at around noon, according to cops. She was released at 1:45 a.m. on a $1,000 bail.
So at this point, Clavicular's streams aren't just chaos, they're dangerous. His livestream career has now become an escalating timeline of serious incidents, and unfortunately, if he's not careful, it wouldn't surprise me if soon we see somebody on his stream ending up seriously hurt or dead.
I don't understand the world. They just do all this They take advantage of me and they don't give a None of these girls give a about me.